Everyone recording?
Yes, what is this?
Yep, I'm recording.
So, Lance released a video yesterday.
He did. I haven't watched it yet.
The tables have turned. I have. And it's about the Epitaphs.
Yes.
But I'm sure he talked to you about it, Richie.
Yeah, I know roughly what he's done. I just haven't watched it yet.
Okay, so, you guys talk about it. Go.
Okay, so so basically in the network test of Dark Souls 3, there were areas you can say that had these you can say tombstones / epitaphs on them, and once you interact with them, it actually reads some kind of story, or let's say what happened to the person that was buried here, or the purpose of the epitaph, you can say. So there were these sort of mysterious lore bits that they gave us that in the alpha, in the network test, they really didn't make much more, let's say, sense, because we didn't know the story of the game. But Lance, because he has access to the network test and the alpha files, he was able to actually review them again and see them again better. Let's say better in the context of now that we have the final game.
Yeah. So basically, they're restored, but also they're not, because what he's done is he's found where the epitaphs would be. And he's able to restore exactly the epitaphs. The form they took was there would just be a tombstone on the ground. You'd walk up to it, interact, and read it. It was like the lore notes in Bloodborne. So what Lance has done is he has managed to restore the epitaph object, but the actual what was written on the epitaphs is unrecoverable. You can't recover they would have said. They just say Irithil Epitaph 1 or whatever. But what he's been able to do is, because he can show you exactly where they were in the alpha and in the release game, you can kind of get a feel of maybe who this referred to. So an example would be in the Cathedral of the Deep, there's that gravestone you find that's got the Saint Bident on it. In the alpha, that is an epitaph, not a gravestone asset. So based on where the Saint Bident is now, you can say okay, the epitaph there was probably the epitaph of Saint Klimt, because that's who you read about on the Saint Bident. So probably that.
Mm-hmm.
Another example would be before the two dragons guarding Lothric Castle. There's two gravestones next to each other that would have been epitaphs, and it's maybe those epitaphs had something to do with the two dragons. We don't know.
Yeah, it's because there is specifically there are two. That's the thing. Yeah,
and it's okay, so that's probably connected somehow, but without the text, we don't know. The only epitaph text that we have is from the network test, just because people were able to capture it when they were streaming it.
Yeah, and they're even in the final game. They are in the final game. Actually.
All right, okay, good.
Yeah, and the files of the final game, they're there. Yeah.
So I guess they finished the high wall ones and just didn't do the others, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So from memory, the ones there are there's one in the room where the Dark Wraith is that used to be an outrider.
Yeah.
And there's an epitaph there that mentions something like an exile chased from his cold homeland.
Yeah. That area specifically, there's a lot of stuff happening in the development of the game for that, because if you remember, the bonfire sacrifice cutscene that was in the one of the early trailers in Dark Souls 3, is the one that you show he's putting the sword inside the corpse. It actually happens in that room.
Yeah, and so, that room also, it's got a name. It's called internally, it's called the Tower of the Beast Knight, meaning the outrider.
Yeah.
Like a beast. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wonder, if you actually, let's say, maybe started from there and started to, ascend through the castle, maybe? I'm not sure.
And it's sort of weirdly designed because, the back side of that room connects to another part of the castle, but there's just a wall.
Yeah.
And, there could have been a door there. And it
and, that would have been your first bonfire, basically.
Yeah, it's full of, odd things like that. And
yeah.
In the end of the game, it's just it's just a Dark Wraith there for no reason.
Yeah,
but there's one in at the very beginning of the game. It's just hard to explain. When you just basically drop down the first ladder.
Yeah, the cell.
And there's Yeah, there's a cell there, and there's just an epitaph that says, like, this is the grave of a retainer who raised his sword in the name of the Lord of Cinder or something.
Yeah.
The most there's two that seem to be kind of significant to the story that we got and also didn't get because it's clearly not finished. In the room where you find the Estus flask, I'm doing this from memory. In the room where you find the Estus flask shard and this key to Grey Rat's cell, there's one that says, fear the sun's temptations and the winged executioner. Winged executioner seems to refer to the angel knight in the courtyard because it comes right before that. So there's something about like the black sun and the winged knights being connected. And then on the approach to where the dancer and Emma are, in the retail game, there's like one much stronger than normal Lothric knight who's wearing blue, and he's standing above these corpses. But in the network test, I think it's like a dead pilgrim, and the epitaph next to him says like he was chased from his homeland and haunted by images of a black sun. So it's like the epitaphs in the high wall seem to be setting up what exactly is going on with the eclipse and the angels and everything, and none of that really articulates in the retail game. It just sort of happens.
Yeah.
But it seems like this is all the stuff about people like seeking the eclipse and like being sort of haunted by the image of the eclipse and it like sort of coming to Lothric because of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a shame that we can't restore them. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem with Dark Souls 3 is that like the story was completely different. Like if you remember the leaked pictures from the No that were leaked, like it was a completely different game basically. Like everything was different about it. So it's sad that like we really can't know about it. I actually did contact them to know like if they can sort of provide context or anything, but they didn't answer. They didn't reply to my email. Like I wanted just to
get that email a lot.
Yeah, Sana, they were like, oh, this guy no longer makes Souls content. Unsubbed.
But like, I wish that we can just like, because it seems like it was, I don't want to say a finished build, but at least it looks playable, like from the pictures. Like in terms of graphics and everything, it looks very playable. So I wish that it would just like how the debug mode was leaked for Dark Souls 1, that this one would leak somehow.
Well, I think Lance is working on like restoring the debug menu into the retail game. I think.
Oh yeah, he told me.
I know he's done that with Bloodborne. Yeah, he's got the Bloodborne debug working in the retail game. So
I don't think he got it fully though. I think it doesn't have text.
Yeah, it's working,
like but doesn't have text. Yeah,
because it's from an earlier build, so it doesn't quite match up. Yeah.
Yeah, because the codes from the game, I think, that load the text files, that like the fonts of the debug are not being loaded.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Epitaphs, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lance made a video about it. Probably explains it better than us.
But no, like an interesting thing about the video is that he showed some of the, you can say, like early designs for the maps, like enemy placements and stuff.
Yeah.
And one of the most, let's say, interesting stuff to me was at the very end of the video where he showed the like hole where you find Hodrick. Hodrick, his name is, right? Like where you fight the tree boss.
Hodrick, yeah.
Yeah. So like when you fall down, it looks like the environment around him sort of like there's an NPC there that's wearing, let's say, I'm not sure if it's random clothes or that's how he's supposed to wear. And like the around him is just sort of looks like a library of sorts.
Yeah. The in the Curse-Rotted Greatwoods pit in the retail game, there's these like stacks of bodies sort of against the wall, kind of like in coffins. And in the version that Lance has found, those stacks of bodies are actually bookshelves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like a table down there, and there's an NPC down there, and we're not entirely sure what is going on with it. And like you were saying, like the what the NPC is wearing, one of the issues with putting alpha content and like restoring it is that like sometimes it just loads sort of mismatched gear, like it doesn't quite, because the gear may have been changed. So like the NPC down there from memory, he has like it looks like the Nameless King's headdress.
Yeah, it has.
And,
it has the head.
Yeah,
of the Nameless King,
and he's got like a gargoyle flame hammer, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not what
how
he looks
it's supposed
like.
To be,
like,
yeah.
It's like a boss set, but mixed with other sets and like just some random weapon. So yeah, they were probably someone else originally, but
Didn't someone have a theory about the curse wood and the library and the books?
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Another one of your
Brilliant.
weird predictions that came true. Brilliant strategist.
Yeah.
Brilliant oracle.
What did I say about it?
You said that the reason that the books in the Grand Archives have the hands coming out of them is that the paper in them is made from the pulp of the curse-rotted greatwood, which also had a hand coming out of it.
Oh, that's interesting, actually.
And
Yeah.
looks like it came true yet again.
I wouldn't say it exactly came true.
It
But
was closer than what you
Close enough.
suggested.
It's closer than Ludwig killing Maria.
No. Okay, let's not go there. It was pretty close. It's just it happened to be Simon, but it could have
Yeah,
it
but that's-
could have been Ludwig at any point during the development.
That doesn't like stand up in court though. Like if you accuse someone of murder and then say like, well, someone did it.
I'm pretty sure you did it then.
Well, no, because everybody thought it was suicide, and I was like, it was murder.
Yeah, it's true. You got it.
It's true, I got it. And one day, Santa's gonna find Ludwig killing Maria in the hidden files, and
Yeah.
I will be vindicated?
You will.
Is that the word?
It can be.
Okay.
I'm sure it's just like Sinclair actually works at From Software, and she's just like, she can't say stuff outright, so she just says like close stuff
Oh, yeah.
that she already knows, and then like when they reveal 2 years later, oh yeah, I predicted them, when she was working there.
She's got an NDA.
Oh my god, yeah. Actually, I'm Miyazaki, yeah.
Oh.
Okay,
Well, if you're
Okay.
Miyazaki, make Bloodborne 2, or Demon Souls remake, please.
listen, Bloodborne 2 is coming out in 2023, and
Okay.
Demon Souls remake is coming out in 18 months.
Okay. We'll lock that in.
Yeah, exactly. Write these down, and we're gonna see if
Yeah.
if at least one of those is right, then we know the true identity of Sinclair now.
Yeah, I'll start leaking it.
Yeah, like just write it down on Twitter now. Like in 18
Yeah.
months, Demon Souls remake, and then like after 18 months when it's released, called it.